The power of the dark side.
Hey everyone, I'm Doc. Welcome to Syndicate Games. I'm joined here today by my friend Grand Admiral Tim. Tim, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for everyone?
Thank you. I am Tim, Grand Admiral Tim. I am in Roughnecks OmegΔ, and I've been playing Galaxy of Heroes for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years now.
Okay, year and a half now. Very good. Well, let's see where we're at, Tim. As you said, you're in the Roughnecks OmegΔ Guild. A reminder to everyone, that is the guild that recently accepted me and Marco into their ranks for our free-to-play account. So shout out to you guys. Super cool to let us join you. Going to look at your arena team first.
Okay.
Your arena teams, because of course that's where our crystals are at. And as a free-to-play player, of course, that's the biggest thing we need every day. So
Yeah.
looks like we're running an old Empire team, or old Sith team, I should say, in arena with the Palpatine lead. Do you have the Zeta there on Palpatine?
Yep.
Which one do you have?
I have his leadership Zeta.
His leadership is Zeta. Okay. So with all the debuffs, you get more turn meter. Very nice. Very nice. And I see it looks like it's a little hard for you to climb. You're staying right around the 1,000, 1,500 mark, it looks like.
Yeah, I dip a lot. It's a bit of a climb. I use my 5 attempts daily.
Okay. And how long have you been running this Empire team, or this Sith team, sorry?
2, maybe 3 weeks. I was using First Order for a while.
Okay. And just wasn't able to climb as your Sith one does anymore, right?
Yeah, I could hold, but it was,
All right. Okay. And then for ships, and you told me a little before we started, ships isn't really a focus for you almost at all, right?
Yeah, I definitely work on them.
Okay. Still holding within the 200 isn't too bad for not being focused on them. Luckily, a lot of people aren't very focused. So do you at least do a couple of battles a day?
Yep, I try to.
You try to. Okay, that's fair enough. And do you have Chimera? I don't think I saw it earlier when I was looking.
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you right now that Chimera is one that you got to go after for sure.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
But you only got about 1.5 GP. And for 1.5 GP, we're going to see something that's kind of cool with Grand Admiral Tim's account. There's a lot more Gear 12s than I originally thought when I first saw his GP level. So let's take a quick look into that. And here we are. Now, there's only 5 Gear 12s in here, but I'll be honest with you, that's more than I have currently, and I'm at 2.1 mil.
Okay.
I probably just have a few more Zetas and a little more Gear 10s and 11s than you do, but
yeah,
regardless, that was kind of a cool thing to see.
Right. Thank you.
So your focus currently that you told me is some of your Sith characters, right?
Yep.
All right. Let's pull these guys up. And you're currently working right now on Darth Nihilus. And you're pretty close, it looks like, to getting Traya, which you should get over the next couple of weeks.
Right.
Nice. And there's our horrible ads that will not go away. Is your kind of focused with arenas at all, or are you more interested in territory wars, territory battles, and raids?
I like raids, but I enjoy PvP too.
Okay.
Definitely want to work on my heroic Sith raid teams more.
Okay. All right. So, kind of hoping for heroic Sith raids. Do you like the team aspect when it comes to territory battles, territory wars?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I think that part's pretty fun.
Yeah,
so you said your First Order was kind of your faction you had been focusing on for a while, and that's really cool, man.
Right. Thank you.
The Zeta on First Order Stormtrooper, is that the one there, his unique, right?
Yep.
So, yeah. He's got a really cool unique. The extra attacks with that one is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
All right, so that First Order team's pretty nice. I'm sure that one holds great for you on defense in Grand Arena, right?
Oh, it does. I've seen opponents take like 6 tries at it and only get through a First Order Stormtrooper.
Very nice. Yeah. So that's paying off big dividends for you, I'm sure.
Yep.
What's your record with Grand Arena, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, to be honest, I'm not sure. I've been getting a lot of opponents that have Revans and Darth Revans, so I'm not doing too well.
Okay. Yeah, First Order unfortunately doesn't hold up to Revan, but
right.
Still a solid, very solid defensive team. So
definitely.
I really like what I see right here. That's a very cool team you got there. I'm going to go into your bounty hunters real quick, which we talked about a little bit before we started here.
Right.
Bosk definitely needs some love, especially if you have your Houndstooth in your arena fleet, which we spoke about a little bit. But that Zeta is very helpful. I would just try to get the round off those stars, or at least get them to year 10 or 11, kind of like we had said. And then since you are looking at heroic Sith teams, the Chex Mix team is still a great one with the Greedo version of it. If you get some good RNG with Greedo, he can, he'll shoot 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times if he has enough crit chance. So
Definitely.
Greedo's definitely a cool one to use. Do you ever set bounty hunters on defense?
Yep. They're always my second defensive team next to first order.
Okay. And do you put Bosk lead or the Boba Fett lead there?
I use Bosk lead, but I'll use Boba Fett lead when it's 3v3.
Okay. I think that's a good idea. I'm going to look to see how you're modding him real quick in here. Looks like you went mainly into speed actually on here and some protection, right?
Right.
One thing I will tell you is Bosk as a leader can do far more beneficial at a little slower speed, but with lots of tenacity.
Okay.
Right? If you have high tenacity on him, I'll put it this way, if you have low tenacity on him, you can take him out with Crew, Fox, and OG Kylo.
Okay.
If he's low tenacity. With just those three, you can take out a 5-man team, which I've seen happen before. So if you put higher tenacity on him, if you can get him up to 100% tenacity, that is going to be a huge benefit to you. He might be a little slower from what you have. That's okay.
Yeah.
But if you get him high tenacity, you're not going to be able to ever stun him. You won't be able to ability block him. And all the protection gain that he will get and your whole team will get will just kind of make them last for a very, very long time.
Okay.
You'll see a lot more holds with him. So that's recommendation there for Bosk for sure. Other than that, I would also kind of, I don't want you to deviate too much from where you're going. But if you have both the Fets with your bounty hunters, they can be really nice, especially especially if a team goes against you that has a lot of taunters.
Right.
They go right past the taunt, and the type of 2 characters that do that is a huge impact, I think. Okay. Then we're going to take a quick gander at your Empire characters.
Okay.
And I'll tell you a little cheese that I found out just kind of unintentionally.
Okay.
I've been using a team that I've been setting on defense when it's 3s that really surprises me every single time. It is Emperor Palpatine, Darth Vader, and Royal Guard. All right.
Okay.
Emperor Palpatine lead, of course. Darth Vader, because of the extra debuffs he gets. And then Royal Guard, because anytime they get a little bit low, Royal Guard will stop taunting. If Royal Guard gets low, Emperor Palpatine ends up putting up his health steal ability, and Royal Guard gets back up to full.
Okay. Yeah.
Very quickly. So that one, I found that one out by accident. I actually put Royal Guard on the team by accident instead of
you did?
one time, and it held 4 times for me.
Oh wow.
So the other kind of, if you're using Palpatine and Vader for offense, you can put Grand Moff Tarkin lead, Royal Guard, and TIE Fighter pilot. This is the other one that I found out works really good for 3s.
Okay.
Tarkin gives a lot of speed, gives up to 30 speed if his lead is maxed out all the way. TIE Fighter pilot can hit really, really hard. You just have to mod him correctly.
Right.
And he puts tenacity down on the opponents and ability block on the opponents. The other cool thing is Royal Guard. Again, the same taunting mechanic. And since there's tenacity down, his stun is going to land almost every single time.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's another really cool one that I found out a little bit. Of course, we talked about Range Trooper a little bit. When you're done with Scion and Nihilus, I think going after range would be a huge help for you.
Definitely, yeah.
And then if you do end up getting Snow, actually Snow's on there pretty good. Get Snow to gear 10. He's going to do a lot more damage in your Imperial Trooper team. And then don't ever underestimate Magma under Thrawn lead.
Really?
Right? I'm sure you've seen some videos on, like, say, Arnold or Cubs fan Han, where they've had Grand Admiral Thrawn with Death Trooper and Magna Trooper, and they've taken out a 3 versus 3 Traya team. Sith tournament.
Oh, right.
So whenever he had resisted debuff, he gets like 70% turn meter, something crazy like that. So
Yeah.
Magma is kind of one of those underrated characters that.
Yeah, I started starring him up from the Heroic Pit raid, but never did anything with him.
Yeah, he's like I said, don't underestimate some of these characters that don't seem initially very strong. In the right teams, right compositions, they can hit really, really hard and really surprise your opponent because it's something that they're not used to.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna look at your Jedi real quick. And we spoke again about this one a little bit before.
Mm-hmm.
I know people are sick of KOTOR. They're sick of the Revens running the arena, the 90% Revens in the arena, which is ridiculous.
It's crazy.
But you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. All right?
Yeah.
Bastila, I've come across a lot of teams at my GP even that have Bastila at 3 stars, no gear level 1.
Really?
So I would, and plus she's a great leader until you have Revan,
mm-hmm.
right? She has a kind of a similar ability to Grandmaster Yoda's lead where they have all the extra tenacity, but that extra protection up she gets just makes her awesome, which I'm sure you've seen. So I definitely recommend getting Bastila, and then Jolie just because you're going to need him for Revan, and he's great on the Revan team, so you definitely will not go wrong there. And then you said you're only about 30 shards away from Consular, right, to getting Grandmaster Yoda?
Right.
So as an idea, what we said is you could possibly pause Nihilus and Scion for a couple of days, like 2-3 days, get Consular to 7 stars, and then you can get Yoda to 7 stars, right? Based on the team you have there, whether you put Kenobi or Obi-Wan Kenobi, old Ben, as the leader, either one should get you a 7-star Yoda, no problem.
Okay.
You don't have to have super high gear level. You might need to put a little bit extra gear on Ezra.
Okay.
But really, I think that would be too easy to get. Or, of course, if you wanted to wait, you can just focus hard on Bastila. And next time Grandmaster Yoda comes around, you can get him with the Bastila lead, and that'll be no problem. You could have all gear 8 characters and still get Grandmaster Yoda 7 stars.
Right. Okay.
But that's another option for you. One thing that I have seen that I'm proud of seeing for you is you're keeping the majority of your characters. You're not leveling up at a very low level, and I just say keep up with that because I mean, some of these right here, level 50s, is I think you were starting to level them up before Grand Arena came out, probably.
Yeah, I was.
And unfortunately, that hurts you a little bit, but that's okay. If you unlock them. I would not let any gear or level them up at all until you're ready to focus on them 100%.
Definitely.
Which looks like for the most part you are doing.
Yeah.
Let's look at one other one we want to go on here, Night Sisters. I'm bringing them up again just because you said you are looking about the raids, and the Death Storm team can do a huge amount of damage in Phase 3 Heroic Sith.
Okay.
And they can actually do a crazy ton of damage too with Asajj lead, Zeta lead, in Phase 4. All right.
Okay.
So you definitely got to get Asajj. If I were you, the ones I would focus on, like I said, is Mother Talzin, Zombie, Asajj, Daka, and then for the 5th spot, you can kind of move it up and down depending on what you want, but either Talia or Spirit. Talia because of the heal she gets with her basic, and then Spirit because Spirit can hit like crazy, and if you use her in like a 3 team or even a 5v5 in Grand Arena, it kind of throws a lot of people off that aren't used to seeing her. So Night Sisters, though, definitely a team that's worth focusing on at some point for you, especially if you want to pull your weight and then some in Heroic Sith.
Right.
They're a big help for you there.
Yeah, they are.
Lastly, we were going to look at your Sith team because this is what you kind of run in Arena right now. Again, that Vader and Palpatine, they're looking nice and pretty there.
Right.
Awesome.
Thanks.
I'm sure they hold their weight quite a bit.
Oh, they do.
Do you use Sidious at all?
A little bit. I you know what? I'm hoping he's gonna be good for Clone Wars or something. So I'm gearing and starting him up a little bit.
Okay. Do you think he's going to get a rework at all with the Clone Wars stuff or no?
Yeah, at this point, I'm convinced with Padme and whatnot. I think they're gonna be adding Dark Side Anakin, and Darth Sidious might be key important character for unlocking him.
That's a good point. I actually hadn't thought about that yet. There may be even a direct synergy with Darth Sidious and Fallen Anakin, kind of like how there is with Jedi Knight Anakin, Ahsoka, and Grandmaster Yoda, or Grandmaster Kenobi, General Kenobi.
Yeah,
General Kenobi.
Grandmaster Kenobi.
Okay, yeah, not bad. And then of course Bastila Fallen. If you can get some gear on her, man, she works in any Sith team. Of course, best under Darth Revan, naturally. Yeah. But she works in every single Sith team that you're gonna have.
Yeah, I think I'm about halfway to getting her to 4 stars, and I can just slap more gear and mods onto her to boost my squad arena.
Okay, not bad at all. All right, we're gonna take a quick gander at your ships before we kind of call it.
Okay.
I know ships are a little tough for you.
Yeah.
What are you running in arena again, real quick for ships? Okay, so a Tarkin lead with TIE Advanced, TIE Fighter, and crew, not bad. With Houndstooth, the Slave One, and the Kylo Ren Command Shuttle as backup.
Okay.
What I would do, even though your Houndstooth is not very geared up or doesn't have a whole lot of stars, is I would put Houndstooth in the beginning, all right?
Okay.
And I would put either TIE Fighter Pilot or TIE Fighter or TIE Advanced as a backup. That way you have a tank to start out your match, and then you have a tank with Slave One to call as a reinforcement. Or you could even put Biggs in there instead of Slave One as a reinforcement. Especially with the target lock mechanic you get with TIE Advanced, that can help Biggs stay alive for a little while. That's definitely helpful. And then if you wanted to work on your Ghost and Phantom, they work very well. Of course, they're rebels. There's synergy there with Biggs. They synergize very well together. And then the target lock can help out Biggs as well. Of course, the target lock mechanic also helps out with crew a whole lot. So even if you wanted to switch to like the old target lock team, that may help you out a little bit just based on where you're at in arena right now. That might be able to help you climb into the top 100 and stay up there.
Okay.
Also, the other thing we spoke about is working on your Geonosian fighters. Up till about late mid-game to end game, they're very helpful. They're underpowered, like I said, so they can take out teams that are a lot higher power than they are. Like I was saying, 30, 40, possibly even 50K higher than them. And that is because of the synergy that the three have together.
Oh yeah, I've gone against these guys. They can be nightmares to go against.
Yeah, if you can't take one of them out right away, then they punish you. They definitely punish you.
They definitely do.
Yeah. Also, even if you just want to if you don't want to focus on them, that's okay too. But Sunfac has a great reinforcement with a guaranteed stun, and then Spy has a great reinforcement by making the person you're targeting to taunt, as well as one other character to taunt if you have their reinforcement ability maxed out all the way. So even if you want to somehow add those into your team that you're currently running, that could be an option for you.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, that being said, Grand Admiral Tim, as far as ships go, I'm not going to be super polite with you, but I think you know what you need to work on.
Right.
I'm going to give you a 4 out of 10 for ships. You definitely need to work on Bosk a little bit more. Put him in your starting lineup.
Okay.
Right? I'd put a little effort into Ghost and Phantom. You're going to need them for Chimera. You're going to need the characters to get that last star for Thrawn.
Right.
And plus, those 2 ships are great abilities. Phantom 2 has probably one of the top 3 reinforcement abilities in the game.
All right.
So 4 out of 10 there, but you definitely know what you need to work on. You got something set up for you for the next quarter or so. All right?
All right.
When it comes to characters, I'm very happy for what I see, especially being 1.5 GP and seeing this gold here looks really, really nice. Seeing all these Zetas looks really nice. So I'm going to give you an 8 out of 10.
All right, thank you.
There's still a few factions you need to focus on, as I'm sure you know.
Like
Night Sisters being one, Jedi being the other, and then down the road we can talk about Ewoks and that sort of thing later on. But
right.
you definitely want to be proactive and do a lot of damage at Heroic Sith and hold a lot for Grand Arena, put a lot of effort into war territory battles. Night Sisters and Jedis are going to make a big impact for you.
Right, definitely.
All right.
Right.
So an 8 for characters and a 4 for ships is pretty darn good, I think, based on where you're at. And kind of going a little sideways before Grand Arena came out, we knew we had to kind of taper our GP. So
right, yeah.
you're definitely on the right path. I think you know what you need to do over the next quarter or so.
All right.
Anything that I want to ask real quick that you wish you had changed when you first started playing?
Oh man, I honestly don't know. I like the game, but what's killing me is the pay-to-play one meta. You know, like Darth Revan or Lightside Revan, or you're screwed.
Yeah,
it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, that part is disappointing. But you know, like I said, if you can't beat him, you got to join him.
Right.
It takes a little longer to get it as free to play, but it's not impossible. So
yeah,
like I said, I know what you got to do. You know what you got to do over the next quarter. I think you're doing the right thing, though, man.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening to us. Me and Marco really appreciate all the support you've been giving us as we've been growing our channel. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let us know what we can do better, what we can improve on, and we're doing great right now. Till next time, though, I'm Doc.
And I'm Grand Admiral Tim.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen,
Let the Wookiee win.
I believe I'm self-made, yeah.